Is the hugely popular Chinese app TikTok headed for a ban in its largest market, the United States? TikTok says it will challenge in court what it calls an unconstitutional law that could result in it being either sold or banned in the US. President Biden has signed into law a bill which gives the social media platform's Chinese owner ByteDance 9 months to divest the app, or it will be blocked in the United States. The law has been introduced because of concerns that TikTok might share user data with the Chinese government, claims TikTok has always denied. Threatening to take the matter to court, TikTok boss Shu Zishu has said, and I quote, "We are confident and we will keep fighting for your rights in the courts. The facts and the Constitution are on our side. Rest assured, we are not going anywhere." In a video posted on the platform, Shu lambasted the bill and called for people to share their stories of how TikTok had improved their lives. He said, "Make no mistake, this is a ban on TikTok and a ban on you and your voice." In a separate statement, TikTok added that it believed the facts and the law were clearly on its side. The statement reads, "The fact is, we have invested billions of dollars to keep US data safe and our platform free from outside influence and manipulation." The measure was passed as part of a package of 4 bills, which also included military aid for Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, and other US partners in the Indo-Pacific region. It had widespread support from US lawmakers, with 79 senators voting for it and 18 against. Senator Marco Rubio, the top Republican on the Intelligence Committee, said, "For years, we've allowed the Chinese Communist Party to control one of the most popular apps in America. That was dangerously short-sighted. A new law is going to require its Chinese owner to sell the app. This is a good move for America," he said. TikTok has said, ByteDance is not an agent of China or any other country. ByteDance insists it's not a Chinese firm, pointing to the global investment firms that owns 60% of it. Experts say the bill is a big deal, but it faces multiple hurdles. For instance, it could actually take several years before the app is actually blocked, as legal action is likely to go all the way up to the US Supreme Court, and that would delay the entire process. Now, in November last year, a US federal judge in Montana blocked an effort to ban TikTok within that state. Also, the popularity of the app with young Americans could be problematic. About 2 in 3 young people in the US have a TikTok account. And the primary challenge will be with regard to freedom of speech and freedom of expression. Besides, any sale might be delayed because of the considerable regulatory scrutiny it would attract. Analysts say 9 months is a rather quick time frame for this size of a transaction. And then there are those who ask, what does it even mean to sell TikTok in the US? Is that truly possible? And what would a buyer look like? Exactly who would be able to buy and operate it is also a big question. The price would likely be in the tens of billions of dollars, meaning there would be few potential buyers. Having said that, TikTok users in the US have been bracing themselves for a ban for quite some time now. The Senate decision injects a heightened level of uncertainty into the livelihoods of countless content creators, influencers, and small business owners. And if not sold in time, the app could in fact be blocked in the country. The US says it is concerned that TikTok could be used to spy on Americans or to spread Chinese propaganda. TikTok gathers similar kinds of data to other apps, but the US is concerned that this data could fall into the hands of the Chinese government, claims the company has always contested. Elsewhere, the firm has agreed to suspend its TikTok Lite Rewards program, which pays users to spend time on the app in countries like France and Spain. European Commissioner Thierry Breton said the feature was toxic and addictive, particularly when used by children, and threatened to block it unless action was taken. The European Union said its investigation into the feature would continue. Now, if TikTok is indeed banned in the United States, not only would that deal another huge blow to China's tech ambitions, it could further deepen the divide between two digital worlds centered around the rival economic superpowers. The US is TikTok's biggest market with 170 million users. A forced sale of TikTok in the US would amount to a downgrade of the app, as the Chinese government would not approve the sale of its algorithms. And if TikTok is forced to stop operating in the US, ByteDance's prospects in other mostly liberal democracies will come under further scrutiny. A US ban or a less powerful version of TikTok would in fact also be a windfall for YouTube, Google, Instagram and other TikTok competitors, as many of its customers may jump ship, and it would be a major hit to the global ambitions of ByteDance. A ban on TikTok is also likely to accelerate a shift that is splitting the world's tech landscape into two blocks, one centered on the United States, the other embracing tech from China. And it's not just TikTok. In general, Chinese companies and apps operating in the United States are facing growing challenges. Biden administration officials are beefing up a new office at the Commerce Department to enforce provisions of a Trump-era rule on protecting U.S. information technology supply chains that covers connected apps and could be used to push for further restrictions. Could Beijing retaliate? Well, most American social networking apps have already been barred in China. Beijing currently blocks most US social media platforms including Google, YouTube, X, Instagram, WhatsApp and Facebook because they refuse to follow the Chinese government's rules on data collection and the type of content shared. Beijing recently ordered Apple to remove social messaging apps, WhatsApp, Signal and Telegram from the firm's China App Store. Could we see a fresh tech war between the two global powers if a ban on TikTok were indeed to go through in the United States of America?
Terms of the bill are straightforward. TikTok continues to operate as it is right now until such time as either there is divestment or the time that you referred to elapses. And so what we're focused on right now in implementing the bill is working through that divestment in a way that is consistent with the intent of the law and consistent with the national security concerns that brought the law into force in the first place.
As it relates to China, they should allow it, right? They should allow it to be sold. That's what I'll say there. As it relates to the bill, the law now, there's time. We got to see how this plays out. We believe that it is possible. There are already American investors who are willing and are interested in buying TikTok, so the interest is there. It's not like there isn't any.
Hi everyone, it's Show here. As you may have heard, Congress passed a bill that the president signed into law that is designed to ban TikTok in the United States. That will take TikTok away from you and 170 million Americans who find community and connection on our platform. Make no mistake, this is a ban on TikTok and a ban on you and your voice. Politicians may say otherwise, but don't get confused. Many who sponsored the bill admit a TikTok ban is their ultimate goal. It's obviously a disappointing moment, but it does not need to be a defining one. It's actually ironic because the freedom of expression on TikTok reflects the same American values that make the United States a beacon of freedom. TikTok gives everyday Americans a powerful way to be seen and heard, and that's why so many people have made TikTok part of their daily lives. Rest assured, we aren't going anywhere. We are confident and we will keep fighting for your rights in the courts. The facts and the Constitution are on our side, and we expect to prevail again. Our community is filled with people who have found acceptance and compassion, offered inspiration and encouragement, increased their awareness and broadened their perspectives, ultimately adding more delight and joy to their lives. Our community is also filled with 7 million business owners who have built their livelihoods on TikTok. While we make our case in court, you'll still be able to enjoy TikTok like you always have. In fact, if you have a story about how TikTok impacts your life, we'll love for you to share it to showcase exactly what we're fighting for. Meanwhile, we will continue to invest and innovate to keep our community vibrant, exciting, and safe.